A bit of trade union history.
Absolutely.
I'm in Guernsey with Bob.
Bob Lanning.
Your strange status in Guernsey. You're not a full-time Guernsey official. You're from UK.
Well, yeah, I'm not from Guernsey. I was a full-time official for Dorset and a few national groups, but I now do Guernsey on a sort of part-time basis. But I am here as often as I'm required.
This is Unite the Union. What unions does that actually encompass? What old unions are now have become Unite, or is it too many to list?
There's far too many to list, but if you just went through the two main names, it was the Transport and General Workers Union merging with Amicus.
Does that in itself, what's this, because I've never been quite sure about local Channel Islands trade unions. Are they branches of the UK, or are they separate entities?
Well, they are part of the UK. They are part of Unite membership in general, but they are absolutely separate. They run as completely separate entities here, but then they do take part with the mainland. They are involved with the different regional and national structures, so we do ship them across. The
membership locally, is it increasing, decreasing?
The membership is on the up and up. In the last 5 years it's more than doubled. This year alone we've put on about another 300 members, so union membership wise it's very, very positive.
The people who do join the unions now, what age group are they?
It's normally middle-aged people. I think the younger people that join are mainly people that aren't from the island, different countries, not even England. Some of them they're difficult groups to organise, but if they have some history and they have a colleague that they found the union useful, that membership, then the word gets out there and they do come and join. So
today's election day for Guernsey. There's I just driven through most of the island. I couldn't see a great deal of activity. Is there much activity as far as the union's concerned? Does it affect you?
Well, we are supporting a candidate on Guernsey, and it's a shame that we didn't identify more people to support. But it's very, very difficult when there's not a party to support on this island. You're supporting individuals, and it really is difficult to identify who you would like to support.
Obviously, coming from the UK, you're used to the structure of party system. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it does work. Guernsey works, Jersey works. Jersey's got a minimal party. It's got one embryo party trying to make a go of it. Obviously, it can work, but presumably you think it would be advantageous to have parties?
I wouldn't challenge the Guernsey way of doing things. I'm the stranger here, and you're absolutely right, it's worked for years. But from the people I speak to, they would much rather have an island-wide type of vote and know what they're voting for. And when you're just picking up individuals, I do wonder how it works so well, because I think if you're just voting for an individual, these people then got to work together on a sort of party within the states, and I just imagine it should be quite difficult.
Well, the Jersey system isn't working, or at least a lot of people say it's not working. Obviously, for a certain clique, it is working because they're having a pretty easy run of it. I presume much the similar sort of thing goes on in Guernsey. I don't know, I haven't spoken to many people to find out, but certainly from looking at the local media, there's a lot of discontent with the system. So there is something wrong with the system, but then that's probably true in the UK, isn't it? There's probably discontent with the UK system.
I do know, I mean, I've had some people over the last few weeks that sadly are not voting. Now, I've tried to talk them out of that, because if you don't vote, then you've got absolutely no say whatsoever. Right. And how can you then challenge those that got in if you didn't support anyone? But they're frustrated because they don't actually like where the people they can choose from in the little area they live in.
I always remember Wedgie Ben, after a lifetime in politics, he said he's retiring from Parliament in order to do more important political things. And there are other organisations like unions that can do effective things. You don't have to be voting for government, do you?
No, not at all. No. I think we're very effective here. We've made some radical changes already, and we've got quite a few legal challenges running as we speak.
Does government here consult you often?
They do now, and I think they're to a degree justified. That when our membership was so low before, why would you? How relevant were we?
There's supposed to be an obligation on government on things like ILO, International Labour Organization, treaties and things to specifically consult trade unions. Do they do that?
I don't really see it that relevant here, and they don't. But as I've said, with the Unite membership growing, it's becoming more relevant.
There's employment tribunals in Guernsey, the same as there are in Jersey. Do you participate much in those?
I do all the tribunals for the Unite membership on this island.
Right.
How
many cases a year would that be, do you reckon?
As with the mainland, most tribunals never get to tribunal.
Right.
It's a question of challenging that employer, putting together your paperwork, and normally they become a settlement agreement. But I don't go to tribunal less than probably 3 or 4 times every year.
Right. Do you delegate ever to anybody else? You do them all yourself?
I do them myself.
Have you ever ventured into Jersey to represent anybody there?
I did Jack's on Jersey, which was when we challenged the Co-op's pay award. That was the year before last.
What do you think of that experience? Did you notice anything different between Jersey and Guernsey?
Yeah, the principle of the way it's done, the way the panel is there, the process is very, very similar.